What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, a name that sort of was floating around inside the industry insider leaks for a while, but then disappeared for the better part of the last 3 months. It was Dr. Doom, and now a brand new report from one of the most trusted industry insiders has said that Dr. Doom will not only be showing up in the end of Phase 4 or beginning of Phase 5, but rather he'll be the main antagonist and villain of Black Panther 2. Now, while this is still unconfirmable from Marvel, there's a lot of reasons this makes sense. A more recent iteration and seemingly kicks us off on that road to Secret Wars, which everybody has heavily rumored will be the next biggest crossover event. We're going to break down exactly where this story was reported, what industry insider reported it, what it means for Marvel Phase 5, and why there is a likely chance we might just see Dr. Doom here soon, and maybe even in Black Panther 2. But first, if you could grab the subscribe button, we're giving away 2 PlayStation 4 Pros, as well as a whole slew of other Marvel related stuff, including copies of the Infinity Saga box set. All you have to do, hit the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell, leave a like and a comment on this video, and if you want, stick around at the end of the video. We'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Now, chances are, if you follow this kind of genre stuff, you've seen this story run in the last 24 hours, and in the 2 places I read about it, unfortunately, they incorrectly credited Full Circle Cinema in breaking the story. They did, however, they correctly credit Charlie Murphy, the industry insider, who was the actual originator of this leak. And Full Circle Cinema also points out that he's got a great track record, better than most when it comes to the validity of his leaks. Now, they go on to say that Dr. Doom, while expanding his empire from Eastern Europe, would go down into Africa, in which case running into Wakanda. And they also point out the similarity between this possibly happening in the MCU and one of the more recent iterations between T'Challa and Dr. Doom, an ever-going storyline that spans many different stories and continuities. But in a more recent one, 2010's release, The Doom War, it sees Dr. Doom expand into Africa and face off against Wakanda for none other than Vibranium. Obviously, a lot of key points of this story are present already in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, making its integration much easier. Now, admittedly, with this being the entirety of the leak, it's definitely light on details, and there's a good chance that if a Black Panther 2 script even exists, that it's in its roughest form right now, which may have led to this leak in the first place, as they're spitballing about what they want to do with the storyline. And as Kevin Feige has sort of laid the roadmap out, you have to remember the reports about the 10 Ring story from Shang-Chi. The producers are saying they're finding out much more about the 10 Rings and their place in the MCU, far more than any information was ever given about Thanos back in Avengers. There's a good chance they do have a long-term plan for this. Maybe that plan does include facing off against Black Panther first. I definitely would say take this with a grain of salt, as Full Circle Cinema did as well. Charlie Murphy even admits that sometimes these industry insider leaks come a little too early and they change in the game. It's a lot to introduce Dr. Doom into any storyline. He automatically becomes such a major focus, and with Black Panther 2 having a lot to do with T'Challa's progression now as a king, he might actually be the perfect choice as the antagonist for this movie, set opposite for him, someone who's sort of appointed himself as a dictator and a king, and then you can show the contrasting arcs for the characters as their stories play out in the same movie. Either way, again, such a central character to bring in. You know we're going to have to see him, and right soon. Another very interesting thing I think about this leak that sort of plays into the meta bigger picture that I was just mentioning about Kevin Feige having the luxury now of being able to work this out, knowing he'll get to all these movies, is that if there truly is a secret war plot that they intend on seeding into the next couple of phases leading up to a major crossover event, anything like a Secret Wars battle world that we've gone ahead and detailed and chronicled here at the channel at length, then this would be an awesome way to set off the pattern, a habit of conquest on behalf of Dr. Doom. The first time you see him, he's already started on this conquest, leading up to, of course, the ultimate conquest. By the time we get to Battle World, he'll be God King or God Emperor Doom over the entirety of the fractured multiverse. Now, if you're asking yourself, but wait, Dr. Doom in Black Panther, why does that sound familiar? Because there were rumors that Ryan Coogler wanted to get Dr. Doom in the original Black Panther movie. Of course, again, that would have been a lot to bite off where the MCU already was, and its proximity in preceding Infinity War. You can't be introducing Dr. Doom right before the focus is on Thanos like that. You would have had a lot to explain, and with the connotation that Dr. Doom carries as being such a major villain, it definitely would have complicated things and maybe even taken a little of the shine and focus just off how big and bad Thanos was. Either way, this is definitely in conflict with another major rumor that's so ubiquitous at this point, I kind of believe it was accepted as true in the community that Namor would in fact make his debut during Black Panther, given a ton of Easter eggs during the end of the Infinity Saga, but very much follow this perhaps same storyline in something like The Tale of Two Kings, A Battle of Conquest between Atlantis and Wakanda. Either way, the script and storyline, if the same, could follow that we see both antagonists in the movie, everyone fighting for their conquest and ground, and of course across the battlefield of Africa. That would lead to a very epic outing for the next Black Panther movie, depending on which way they choose to go, but I think a lot of people could argue it may just be one or the other. Kevin Feige and Marvel Studios, as I've said time and time again, do a great job of letting everybody and everything independently shine. I very highly doubt that they would introduce Doctor Doom in any other way than the way that gives him the most time to shine and grow as a protagonist right off the bat. Of course, even stemming back to the rumors that we might even get a solo Doctor Doom film in the MCU, something that they haven't done before from the protagonist's point of view, sort of with Thanos in Infinity War, but this time actually giving him the title. Of course, the Noah Hawley script that existed over at Fox has been canned, even though the Russos went out and campaigned for him, said that they would love to see that script done. Sadly, it's not to be, but of course, using a formless director like Hawley to do a major project like a Doctor Doom movie in the MCU was a long shot anyway. Anytime in the past when they've used formless directors, most notably Edgar Wright, it hasn't quite worked out and they've parted ways. They definitely like to steep their films in realism, as we talk about often here at the channel, and that's what's directly led to its popularity not only with comic fans but with the mainstream as well. Now it's going to be super interesting, speaking of Doctor Doom, to see how they choose to play a character that's as fantastic, pun intended, as he is with this quote-unquote realism. And the reason I use that pun is, of course, the Fantastic Four are set to make their debut in the MCU, and a lot of people have pointed to the same year that Black Panther is being released, 2022, as the year that we'll finally see that Fantastic Four debut. If that's true, that would be an awesome way to set up the connective tissue to introduce Doctor Doom as a threat already against one of the heroes we already know, cue up the Fantastic Four, and then you're able to bring them into conflict with Doctor Doom as well, immediately aligning them as allies, sort of in the same way they did during Infinity War. You had both the Avengers and the Guardians of the Galaxy wanting to take out Thanos a little bit for different purposes and different motivations, but with the ultimate goal of defeating him, making them immediate allies in the film. This would happen much in the same way with the Fantastic Four and one of the best known and left leaders of the Avengers now in Black Panther. Speaking of which, this feels like an excellent time to point out that this no Avengers world, to quote Bob Iger, we're living in, while temporary and not permanent, is to do exactly what we were just talking about and give certain properties and characters time to shine, like the Fantastic Four, if they're the next superhero team to come online before the reformation of the Avengers. And you can always have them do it for separate reasons, but coming together ultimately, like I just mentioned, to face off against someone like Doctor Doom, obviously having a common enemy automatically aligns teams. As we're watching here in this scene, they go from all-out battle, that's the Guardians and the Avengers, to automatically coming up with a game plan 20 minutes later because they find out they have a common enemy, and someone as powerful as Doctor Doom, who's going to be looking for world conquest, is going to unite a ton of heroes at the same time. Guys, let me know what you think in the comments about all of this. Doctor Doom, should he get his own solo movie? Should he be squaring off against the Fantastic Four, or should the Fantastic Four come first? Or do you like this? Do you like him showing up in a movie with a hero that we already know, like Black Panther and Wakanda? Or do you just want to see him in the MCU as soon as possible so this works for you? Let me know what you think in the comments about all of this. And quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. We're still giving away 2 PlayStation 4 Pros, the next of which is at the 550,000 subscriber mark. We just gave away 2 at the 500 mark. All you have to do is go back and watch the video on the Phase 5 release dates. You can scroll to the end. All announcers are announced in video. If you want to be entered to win the next PlayStation or any of the other prizes, all you have to do, hit the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell with notifications on, leave a like and a comment on this video, and because it's truly random, the more videos you like and comment on, the better chance you have of winning. We're also giving away 2 Infinity Saga limited edition, limited number box sets. These are completely sold out. They are going for a ridiculous price on eBay. We got our hands on 2 here at the channel to give away, one of which will be given away during the holiday season regardless of subscriber count. Again, if you want to be entered to win these along with the PlayStations or any of the future prizes, all the same rules apply. hit the sub button, hit the notification bell, notifications on, like and comment. That's all you got to do. To my friends in the United States or wherever you are worldwide on this day, there is a lot to be thankful for. Please be safe as you travel. Have a great time during the holiday season. And today, for those of you who are spending time with your family in the US for Thanksgiving, have a great, wonderful holiday season. Whatever you're doing, I hope you're doing it great. Be thankful for what you've got. I am thankful for every one of you, every single one of you that have helped me build this community over the last year. You guys DM me all the time. I try to respond to as many of you as possible. I'm so thankful for you guys, your insight. It is an amazing thing to be able to share this with you guys. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. My name's Michael Roman. This is Everything Always, guys. Thanks for checking out the channel and stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.